up on CBS 7 News at 6. Two major child abuse cases just before Christmas have turned the holidays into a sad one for several West Texas children. One case could have turned deadly if it wasn't for an attentive store clerk. We have an exclusive interview with the woman one child may soon be calling his hero. Plus the latest on another case that caused a mother to go on the run after all 6 of her children test positive for cocaine. CBS 7 News at 6 starts right now.
I couldn't probably live with the fact that what if he would have died.
One employee may have saved the life of a child because she decided not to turn a blind eye. The parents of that child are in jail tonight, charged with injury to a child.
James and Tanya Carroll were arrested on Tuesday. The Ector County Sheriff's Office tells us the two were stopped after a store clerk heard a woman making verbal threats to her child. That little boy is now in intensive care at a Lubbock hospital after deputies found him severely malnourished.
The near death of this 10-year-old boy has many people wondering what happened, and more importantly, what might have happened if one woman hadn't spoken up.
CBS 7 Sarah Strackhouse joins us now with the exclusive conversation she had with the woman who law enforcement say saved this little boy's life. Sarah?
Jay, Tatum, I think this story is something that most parents would find hard to understand. And this woman couldn't understand either why this little boy looked so beaten and malnourished, and she decided to do something about it.
He's in that hospital with him, who's telling him everything's going to be okay, is he crying at night? Does he wish he had a mommy?
Katrina Orchidi is a mother herself.
The little boy looked really pale.
Katrina saw the little boy with his family shopping and decided she had to take action.
As they picked him up and they put him down, like he hunched over, like he could hardly walk, you know.
She says after hearing a disturbing comment, she got their license plate numbers and called law enforcement, who says he probably would have died about 24 hours later. Ector County Sheriff Mark Donaldson says they were just as disturbed.
There's just no understanding, you know, having kids yourself. It's like, you know, I could never do this. Like, pretty sad that a kid gets so excited about getting a shower.
According to the affidavit, the boy's father and stepmother, James and Tanya Carroll, are being held at the Ector County Detention Center for a charge of injuring a child. Law enforcement tells us the boy was airlifted to an intensive care unit in a Lubbock hospital because his condition was so severe.
You look at your child sleeping at night and it just brings tears of joy to your eyes. You know, I don't know how anyone can look at a child with so much hatred or not want them.
The sheriff says the boy is doing well but is still in ICU. Katrina and another woman are putting together a Facebook group to help this little boy and his 2 sisters who are in foster care. They're collecting clothes, monetary donations, and any presents a 10-year-old boy and a 7- and 9-year-old girl would like for Christmas. To find out how you can help, visit our website at cbs7.com. Live in the newsroom, Sarah Strackhouse, CBS 7 News.
Sarah, thanks very much. Another shocking case of child endangerment out of Odessa as police search for the mother of 6 children who all tested positive for cocaine.
CBS 7's Matt Rist joins us now live from Odessa, where Crime Stoppers have just put up a new billboard in an effort to find this woman. Matt, we hear she's now facing new charges.
That's right, Jay Tatum. But first, let me tell you how it all started. 30-year-old Talisha Tatia Cleveland, also known as Talisha Reddick, had a stillborn baby at Medical Center Hospital, which tested positive for traces of crack cocaine. Now, just moments ago, we received some new information in from Odessa police. They say they are obtaining an additional warrant for child endangerment regarding that baby. Police say Talisha Reddick intentionally engaged in conduct that placed that infant in immediate danger of death, injury, or impairment. Take a look at this picture. Investigators since drug tested her 6 other children and found they all tested positive for cocaine. She is now wanted for 6 and what could possibly be 7 counts of endangering a child, which is a 2nd-degree felony. I'm here now live in Odessa, where there is now a billboard up that's flashing her picture. As you can see right now, throughout this interview, you'll be able to see it. It's one of 7 that rotate here. These billboards are all across town, courtesy of Lamar Advertising. It's one of 3. Now I'm here with Susan Rogers of Odessa Crime Stoppers, who is playing a big role in the search for this woman. Susan, tell me, what's the response been like from people calling in and giving tips?
We've gotten numerous calls from the community trying to help us get her arrested. We are familiar with the house on Duane Street, and we've had patrol units there for the past 24 hours where she hasn't shown up. So what we're interested in is any other location she may be besides the Duane Street address.
And now, Susan, Christmas time is right around the corner. Families are preparing for the holidays. Why is this story tugging on so many heartstrings around the basin?
I believe it's because of the children. People can understand what these kids have gone through and what they're going to go through for the rest of their life. And I think it's just one of those things that makes the public want to come together and do something to try to help.
And now we know that law enforcement has been out in Odessa and Midland following up on tips, following up on leads. What's your message to family, friends, or maybe even neighbors who right now know where this woman is staying?
Well, it is unlawful to harbor a fugitive, and where you may be thinking that you're helping her out, you could be causing yourself some problems because you could be criminally charged for harboring her.
Great. Thanks so much. Again, Susan Rogers of Odessa Crime Stoppers. One thing we want to add is that the reward has now been raised to $500. Coming up at 10, we'll have a live report as police continue to search for this dangerous criminal. Live in Odessa, I'm Matt Rist, CBS 7 News.
Matt, thank you very much. Now with your eye on education, Ector County ISD officials are calling a recent visit by the Texas Education Agency a success. Representatives from the TEA just wrapped up a visit to the district to check up on 21 schools that did not meet state standards. They looked at campus improvement plans for each of those schools. Officials say their open door policy helped to make this a positive visit.
We need to say, come in, tell us what you see that we're doing good, tell us what we need to improve upon, because we're ready to improve. And so I think approaching it that way, I think TEA came in a very positive manner as well.
The district will continue to work on staff development and their special ed and ESL programs. The full TEA report will be released in February.
2 new energy companies coming to West Texas may help with one school district's tax bill. In last night's school board meeting, the Pecos-Barstow-Toya ISD voted to allow the companies to build within their district. The district is Chapter 41. That means it normally has to give millions of dollars in taxes to the state in order to help other Texas schools. Since the 2 companies were approved at last night's meeting, the district will receive a tax abatement.
The warm weather makes it hard to believe we are just a week away from Christmas.
Officially today. Isn't that's amazing? Weather specialist Daryl Ward joins us now from the Pinpoint Weather Center with a look at what we can expect later tonight. Daryl, the days have been great. What about the nights?
Well, we're still going to cool down some at nights. We've had very warm days, but because we're starting off with such warm temperatures, the night's going to be quite so chilly. Let's take a look where we're going this evening, first of all. Mostly clear skies. A few clouds have been drifting across the area. They will continue to do so. Around 9 o'clock this evening, we're looking at 52. The temperature winds south about 5 to 15 miles an hour. So you see, we will cool down some again, although it's not going to get super cold overnight tonight. Now, as far as tomorrow, no hazardous weather, but your Thursday, one more day with a lot of sunshine, a few clouds. Warm is the weather word again for tomorrow. Even though we're less than a week away from Christmas now, it's going to be spring-like one more day. But change coming as winter starts officially this weekend. I'll come back with your pinpoint 7-day forecast and show you what that's going to be looking like here in just a few minutes. Jay, Tatum.
Daryl, thanks very much. Midland police are on the hunt tonight for a Grinch. A mother is now left with nothing to give her children this Christmas.
CBS 7's Macy Marigi joins us now from the newsroom with that story. Macy?
Jay, Tatum, every holiday season, Midland Police Department sees a slight increase in the number of home burglaries. This holiday, Grinch made off with all of this mother's Christmas presents and all of the electronics.
Walking into your home only to realize that a stranger has been inside and all of your valuables are missing. Yesterday, that was the devastating reality for this woman. She came home from work in the middle of the day to find that along with the presents she bought for her kids, her living room TV was gone.
I'm so scared because I don't know if go in the house to look all the rooms or leave because maybe the people is here.
She had locked the doors but did not set the alarm.
It's hard for me because I work so hard for have all this stuff.
Burglars forced open the back door and made off with the loot through the backyard. Midland police took fingerprints from the scene, but so far have no leads.
Neighbors as well as co-workers are pitching in to help the mother and her kids make it through the holidays. Live in the newsroom, Macy Marigi, CBS 7 News.
Macy, thanks very much. An Odessa woman is doing her part to raise money for Typhoon Haiyan victims in the Philippines. Today, Gloria Apolinario gave the American Red Cross $20,000 she collected from several of you to assist the victims. As you can see, there are many checks from companies and individuals who also felt the need to give. Apolinario says she wants to raise $100,000 to match the donation from John Bushman with ICA. Red Cross officials say this will go a long way in helping those dealing with the disaster.
Whenever West Texans are asked, they're very generous, very humanitarian attitude, and when Gloria called me and asked me to help, I was just delighted.
Sure,
if you would like to make a donation, you can contact the American Red Cross.
Rain is returning to the radar.
And hopefully soon. Here's a live look outside right now. Been a great day today. Hope you enjoyed the beautiful temperatures and the cool nights. Maybe we'll see some rain, maybe perhaps as we get closer to the weekend. Coming up, we'll get your 7-day forecast as weather specialist Daryl Ward joins us and lets us know when the rain will make its way to the basin. You're watching CBS 7 News, your eye on West Texas.
And good afternoon. Welcome back to CBS 7. Thank you for being here. Very nice day today. You tend to forget, well, maybe not, but this being West Texas, sometimes it'll feel like March instead of December. That's what we've had today. Let's take a look at our temperature right now. Starting to ease down a little bit from a warm afternoon right now at Midland International with the sun setting. Temperature 61, wind south-southeast at 10 miles an hour, humidity 34%. Barometer falling just a bit, and our pinpoint eye cam right now overlooking the city of Odessa. A mild late afternoon with the sun setting, the lights coming on there. And as we look over to the city of Midland, much the same, a very pleasant day now, and just a few clouds, temperatures starting to moderate a bit. And speaking of temperatures around the area, here's where we are. Earlier today we saw some fairly up into the 70s. Now we're backing down a little. 48 in Ruidoso, 55 in Hobbs, 60 in Big Spring, 63 in San Angelo, also in Pecos, 67 in Fort Stockton, 59, 61 Marfa Alpine, 67 in Presidio. High today at Midland International was 69, and the overnight low 32. Now this time of year, the average high should only be 58. So yeah, very warm, a little bit warmer than average in the morning. No records, no rainfall. We're down just almost exactly 7 inches behind on the rainfall so far this year. Now the water vapor picture here, we have a trough of low pressure building off to our west. Another day or two is going to roll through. But what we're seeing in front of it right here is a ridge of high pressure on the surface. All of this is changing our winds around to westerly and southwesterly, downslope winds coming down from higher elevations, warming up with a lot of sunshine. You put that all together and we are actually going to be seeing temperatures tomorrow even a bit warmer than what we saw for today. Just a few high clouds drifting across again, and basically if you're looking for any moisture, you got to wait a couple of days. I'll show you that here in a second on your pinpoint forecast. Like I said, a few high clouds, high pressure dominant for us right now, and here is where we're going. Tomorrow, even warmer on your pinpoint 7-day forecast, 74 on your Thursday. Now, if you're looking for rain, and yes, we need it, or cooler temperatures, that trough of low pressure to our west plus a cold front are all going to mix it up with us here on Friday and Saturday. So we'll see temperatures start to go down Friday and Saturday. Chance of rain, especially later on the day, Friday and overnight into Saturday. 47 on Sunday, back into the 50s next week. Christmas Day, sunny in the 50s. Winter starts Saturday, by the way. If you're very precise, 11/11 Saturday morning is the winter solstice.
That's the official first day of winter.
Official start of winter, yes, sir.
Okay.
Daryl, thank you very much. Recent winter storms may not be helping our lake levels that much, but the ice and sleet did make an impact on drought conditions. Compared to 3 months ago, the percentage of the state without any drought conditions rose from around 4% to 25%. That's according to the U.S. Drought Monitor. The basin is seeing a slight recovery as well. You may be missing something from your gym routine.
We're going to help you, though. Coming up in this week's Health Minute, we'll show you why it's almost necessary to bring someone else along. You're watching CBS 7 News, your eye on West Texas. We have some workout advice for you. If you're going to the gym alone, you may be setting yourself up for failure.
In this week's Health Minute, we learn the importance of having a personal trainer.
Obviously, the new year is fast approaching, and we'll start with New Year's resolutions. And a really important thing that you can kind of self-invest in is a session with a personal trainer. A personal trainer will help you ensure that you're doing your exercises in a safe manner, monitoring technique to make sure that you're going to achieve the results you want. And most of all, they can spot you. Again, we want to stress safety. If we injure ourselves, we can't achieve the goals that we want. A couple things to look for in a trainer. Number one, they really should have a college degree in an exercise science and certification from a reputable certifying organization. But it's very important. A lot of times we invest in everything else but ourselves, and spending 30 minutes to an hour with a personal trainer, maybe once a week, can have lifelong benefits, can keep your workout fresh and new, and help keep you motivated.
Great advice there. It is time for a preview of tonight's Girl Power story, where each week we highlight female athletes in our area.
And tonight we are keeping things festive as Whitney Harding caught up with a local ballet dancer. Isn't that right, Whit?
Jay Tatum, this was an absolute treat for me as I got to meet a young lady last night who's living out one of my childhood dreams. Chloe Gomez has been dancing since she was 2 years old. This weekend, the senior will perform in her final Nutcracker with the Midland Festival Ballet.
It's like getting to that point where I'm kind of getting emotional about it, and our last performance in Big Spring I realized was like my first Nutcracker, so it was something that kind of like made me a little sad and nostalgic, but I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be good.
So tonight you'll get to hear more from Chloe, as well as get a preview of the ballet that will be going on this weekend. But in a few minutes coming up in sports, we're talking some rodeo. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Sandhill Stock Show and Rodeo is coming up at the beginning of the new year, and today the group held its annual media luncheon, and from the looks of it, 2014 will feature even more competitors from the NFR, making it one of the best rodeos around. Now, the rodeo ranks 49th out of close to 600 rodeos across North America. It begins January 3rd and wraps up January 11th at the Ector County Coliseum, and we'll hear from organizers tonight at 10. The West Texas Wildcatters announced who the organization's first coach will be today. John Lyles will be at the helm when the Wildcatters take the field in their first season next year, and here he comes up to the podium right there. Lyles has lots of experience coaching arena football, and in 2010 he led the IFL's Amarillo Venom squad to a 14-4 finish. He emphasized he wants players that will be more than assets on just the football field.
Because if you're going to move on, to the next level or get an NFL opportunity or a Canadian League opportunity, you've got to be that quality guy. You've got to be that character guy that walks around and knows how to act in the community.
Well, Matt Schaub is back in the starting lineup this week for the Texans and insists he's not worried about how the fans will react to his return. Schaub gets the starting nod this week as Case Keenum is sidelined with a sprained thumb. Schaub will have his work cut out for him as he squares off against Peyton Manning on Sunday, but the Texans quarterback said he thinks that will give him some inspiration. He also added that he wants to help the team end this disastrous season on a high note. All week long, analysts and fans have criticized the Dallas Cowboys' big loss last weekend, and now a former great is chiming in. Emmitt Smith told reporters that if he was in DeMarco Murray's shoes, he'd be hot and extremely mad if the coaching staff had abandoned the run game on him. He continued saying, quote, "At the end of the day, you've got to be able to run the football." Jay and Tatum, I don't think anyone would disagree with him.
Yeah, Whitney, thank you. We'll be right back. Daryl has one last look at the forecast.
Yeah, one more day of very warm tomorrow. Then, if you want it cooler with a chance of rain, that's what you're going to get for the weekend. Start of winter on Saturday.
Daryl, thank you. Entertainment Tonight is coming up next.
You make it a great evening.